My guest today is Loveth BN, a social impact and change maker. One Saturday morning in 2022, my roommate and I heard a knock on our door. We found a strange face smiling back at us. She told us she had come to invite us to church tomorrow. We talked briefly with her and exchanged contacts. That strange face was Loveth. Along the line, Loveth and I became good friends. Although we didn't follow her to church as she wanted, Loveth and I have worked together. Sometime in May 2023, Loveth invited me to speak to a group of boys at Aminu Kano Hostel in Uniport. She wanted me to teach them the career opportunities in digital marketing and social media. I did, and it was an awesome session. Sometime last year, she told me she had started Smart Ladies Community, an online community for women to bond, learn, and grow. She told me about her plans, and I was absolutely blown away. It reminded me so much of when I started Figure 8 Connect in 2020. Although I shut down my community in 2022, I know the impact of such intimate women communities. In this episode, Loveth tells us why she does what she does, why she's so passionate about building smart ladies. I learned so much from this conversation and I hope you enjoy it too. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Hi, I'm God's Delight Agu, and this is the Only Needs podcast. Being a woman is hard enough, but being a woman in Africa, even harder. You're expected to be a good daughter, a good wife, a good mother, and still slay in your career. There are expectations from everywhere: family, friends, culture, society, religion, the list goes on. And every day we face challenges: physical, emotional, financial, and even professional. Sometimes you stop and wonder, is all of this even worth it? On Unit is a podcast where African women tell unfiltered stories of resilience, healing, and truth in their own words. We're here to help women own their stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. As a storyteller and lover of stories myself, I'll be inviting some of my female friends and women I deeply admire. Together, we'll laugh, cry, unlearn, and grow as they share the battles they fought, the boldness it took to become who they are. If you've ever felt unseen, unheard, or unworthy, this space is for you. New episodes drop every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and join the conversation every week. Like Michelle Obama once said, your story is what you have, what you always have. It is something to own. So let's own it together. Welcome to the Owning It podcast.
Just as you already know, my name is Loveth. I'm a founder of a women community named Smart Ladies. It's a community that have helped a lot of women, let's say approximately over 200 at the moment, and help them with information, build them financially, mentally, and being the next version of themselves. Then also, I'm into real estate. Also into fashion. Once I come in there and then I go out. I'm a fashion designer at the same time. Just know that I'm a whole lot of things at the moment, and I'm still trying to, put everything in place. But these are the ones that are working right now. So these are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah.
So all thanks to Nigeria's bad network, editing delight here, I unfortunately discovered that the recording we did, my audio was really bad. And as a result of that, I would just be adding, the questions that I asked Loveth in the course of the conversation. So to the first question, can you tell us about the woman you were before the work began and what shifted in you? What inspired you to start your community or advocacy work? Was there a personal moment that sparked it?
Uh, how will I start it? Okay. I wouldn't say there's this specific thing, right, that just all of a sudden shifted and all of a sudden you're just doing this thing. You just suddenly discover that this is what you were called for. No, it's a gradual process, right? So it has nothing to do with my childhood or um adulthood, which I'm currently in, or my family background or anything. I just saw ladies not being informed enough, and it pained my heart that ladies are not being informed enough, and the reason why they keep on making the mistakes that they are making, or being the way they are, or just repeating histories every single time, is because they lack information. They don't know how to get this thing that they want to get done. A lot of people have this imagination of, oh, they want to be this, they want to be that, but they don't know how to go about it. You don't even know how to start it. So that is what brought about me starting a community like that for ladies, because even me myself, I've always wanted to be in such a space. I've always wished I have people that I could actually be accountable to or talk to concerning different things that are disturbing me. And at some point I was like, okay, imagine the amount of ladies that have this same thing in their heart. And I went online and I started seeing foreigners doing that kind of thing that, like, that was in my head. I saw a lot of foreigners doing stuff like that, black people especially. Then I was like, okay, I think I can do this. I think I can do it. And then last year, November, I started it first with a wine tasting event, and a lot of ladies turned up. Then after that, January was fire, fire, fire for fire. That's just how it happened. So right now it's sounding like a story, but yeah.
What is one challenge you faced on this journey, either personally or in the work itself, that changed you?
Okay. I won't say money is one of my major challenge, right? Because I have other like source of incomes coming in. But one of my major challenges is getting people to I need to explain this better. Getting people to work, getting people to cash your vision, and getting people to work with you. Because sometimes you might get people who are interested, but they don't understand what you're trying to do, and you're trying to explain yourself to them, and they're like, you started this thing anyway, so you should be the one spearheading this thing. And my own way of working is, it's called founder. I founded it does not mean that I must handle every single thing. I need people to handle those things so that they can grow up and then be the best. How do you be the best version of yourself? Is when you're in leading positions, right? So getting people to actually do the work, want to actually do the work, is one of my major problem. And then another problem is, when you now finally get people to do the work, when you now finally meet people who are eager to do it, most of them happens to be, let's say more than you, kind of, very higher than you, kind of, and they want to, like, how should I say it, somehow overpower you, that kind of thing. So I've been in that kind of situation before, where someone wants to just, overtake the whole thing, several times, not one, not twice. But what I usually do is just to sit back. Of course, I'm a leader. I've been trained to be a leader earlier before now, so I know how to handle those different challenges. And I thank God that I actually learned those things when I was supposed to learn them. If not, I don't know what I would have been doing now. So that's some of the challenges that I have had. There are a lot of other challenges, but you see, mm, these two really got to me.
What are some of the most powerful or emotional moments you've experienced while working with women?
Yeah, there have been several emotional moments, several, like, every single day is an emotional moment for me. When it has to do with the community, every single day is an emotional moment. From people joining in, you get to interview them, because I don't just get them to join. There is a free community, and then there's a subscription based community. Even the free community, I don't just send out link and then people join. So I get them interviewed first. I'm asking, what do you do? What are you into? Are you married? Are you single? I'm asking all those things. And some people will tell you, yeah, they are not married, but they were once married and husband left them, and left them with kids. And some will tell you they are in abusive relationships. And some will tell you like different things about themselves. And then they are like, they're always touching stories. And you're like looking
Yeah.
at these touching stories, you're saying, this whole story is because you were misinformed. You didn't even have anyone to talk to. You didn't even have money. Your finances were rubbish. And then you're now suffering this. So there's always touching moments. I don't want to mention those touching moments. I don't want to mention, let nobody think I'm talking about them on a podcast. Yes, so because I'm definitely going to share this to them so that they can come and listen to it. So I don't want that kind of situation. But look at it here. There's always touching moment. But one of my most loving and touching moments is when they tell me, "Oh, Lover, thank you for starting up something like this. Thank you for opening up something like this. And this is what has happened to me. This is how I've grown financially, physically, and otherwise." And I remember our last meeting we had last month in Port Harcourt, where almost everybody was crying. Let's say literally everyone was crying. Everyone was crying about how they started their life, where they've gotten to, how they are so blessed for meeting me and all of that. And me, I couldn't even cry. I was just still like I was not emotional. Oh my god. It was one of the touching moments ever. Seeing people physically cry. I actually have the videos. Simple. I've not been able to post it yet. Simple physically crying and shedding tears because of what they've been through and how they are thankful for their life. Yeah. So that's it.
What are some of the silent struggles women in your community face that people rarely talk about?
How many will I share? How many will I leave? Okay, let me just say one in particular. Let me just say one that it sounds like a problem at the same time. It doesn't sound like a problem, right? It is the fact that ladies, they tell you their problem and they don't want a solution. I'm telling you, like I got to discover this thing. A guy told me this thing, but I wasn't really giving attention to it when he was saying it. He told me that this is one of the things about ladies. Let's say out of 100%, let's say 70% will tell you problems but don't want solution. What I mean by that is when you tell them, okay, so this is what's going on, this is what's going on, okay, all right, I think this is what you can do concerning it, or this is how we can go about it, or this is what we can go about. It's now like they are even scared to actually try out those things. They are scared um to even dare to change the situation. They be like, yes, I know, yes, I know. You know that kind of thing. You know that kind of thing. You know how to describe it, but you're talking to someone and the person is telling you, oh, yes, I know. And immediately I just back out. Like I just lift up my hands and be like, okay, just be in the community. You see other people doing well and you eventually want to do well. Because some things are not to be said. You get to learn from other people. You get to like being in the association alone can actually affect your life. So that's one. And then there's this one again, confidence. A lot of women lack confidence. They don't have it at all. You see that one is struggling with confidence at some point of their life, or they're always struggling with confidence issues based on the fact of probably they've been in um abusive relationships. Is mostly the ones that have been in abusive relationship that has daddy issues, that always go through rejection and all of that, or just the fact that they can't actually try something because they are not confident enough, they are scared. So this is another thing that I see women go through a lot, a problem that it looks like it's not common, it looks like not everyone is noticing it, but I see it every time.
What keeps you going on the hard days when you feel tired, unseen, or overwhelmed?
I keep showing up because of the vision that I have. I have a vision, I have
Okay.
where I'm going to. I have a drive and I've not gotten to the vision yet. Probably before I get to the vision, I'll have another vision. That's how it always works for me. I can't even rest. I can't, there's nothing like, oh, because there's hard days, I have to just go and rest. I have to go and do something else and all of that. Mm-mm. there's a vision I have in my head, and one of the vision is before the end of this year, we need to host a meeting, a subnet, Smart Ladies Subnet, that can bring people from different states to River State here, because it will be being hosted in River State. So we want to bring people from different states to River State. And currently we have a lot of women from different states already in the community. In short, the last meeting we had last month, we had two persons from different states coming into Port Harcourt for the meeting. So we have a vision like that, and it's not going to be something that is going to be easy, you know. You just to host an event is not an easy thing, right? There's a lot of monies that need to go in, then pulling out the crowd, making people to actually leave their house and come to the venue, you know, all of those things. So that is one of the goals of this year. And that is not neglecting the fact that empowering the women and impacting their life is actually the goal. Why that is going on, this is my own personal goal also, why their lives are being impacted and all of that. So before I even get to that point, before I even achieve these things, I know I'll have another ones that I need to achieve. That's just how my life moves. So with that, I can't even rest. I just have to keep on going.
So truth is, it's not every day you see people doing the kind of work that you do. Why do you even care? Why do you do what you do? I mean, if it was money, there are a million and one things you could potentially do to make money. You can go into tech. You mentioned real estate earlier. Why exactly do you do this thankless job? Because there's no appreciation, there's no thanks to it. Why do you do this?
You can't just make your money like that. You're making your money alone. And I don't like that. I like being powerful is having people. Being powerful is having people. Sincerely. Being powerful is knowing people. And you don't know what these women can become. You don't know who they are. You don't like you literally can't actually tell. So there's this lady I met 2 years back, and funny enough, when I started the community, she was like, okay, she has been looking for something like this to be a part of. And now I'm starting something like this. Immediately she joined and all of that. And I did not know the extent to which this lady was. I didn't know who she is at all. But in the process of that, I got to discover her. She's a virtual assistant. She has like 4 to 5 years of experience in virtual assistant work. Yeah. She has a lot of experience in stock business, or should I say stock market. And now I'm learning these things from her. Imagine that wasn't in place. Are you seeing it now? I've also gotten to meet like different categories of ladies. And it has also given me the boldness to walk up to people, to walk up to other ladies and be like, well, hey, this is who I am, this is who I am. I know you're this, I know you're this. And like even online, I worked with foreigners online. Sincerely, I worked with foreigners online. I worked with mostly foreigners are the ones that even reach out to me. Foreigners mostly are the ones that reach out to me. And sometimes when I see women cases that comes up, I just move to them. I just move, you know, that kind of boldness. I just move to their DM and tell them, hey, I'm a women leader. I founded a women community, blah, 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 blah. I think this is how you can manage this situation. This is what you can do at the moment. Sorry for this thing happening. So, you know, that's that kind of thing. Knowing people is power.
How can people connect with you?
Just go on all socials, type Loveth BN. Loveth BN, and I'll show up. I'm in a red dress. I'll show up on any of the social media you decide to search me on, and then send me a message. If you're on Instagram, just search Loveth BN. Then you check the link on my Instagram bio. You can send me direct message to my WhatsApp.
Any final words?
Okay. What I want to say as an advice, or should I just say encouragement to other ladies is first and foremost, get money. As a woman, have money. Have money. have money. When you do, y- someone cannot just control you anyhow, left, right, and center. The reason why you're giving yourself to some certain decision or making some certain decision or accepting some rubbish is because, girl, you do not have money. You broke and you're depending on a man. The moment you stop doing that, the moment you stop doing that, depending on a man or depending on mommy and daddy or all of those things, a lot of things about your decision will change. That's called maturity. Maturity is coming in. And then you also have to understand that you're growing up, and growing up is fun and is disturbing at the same time. So you get to accept it that you're growing up and it's the next level of your life. Stop overthinking things. Stop dreaming it. Stop putting it in your head and you're just dreaming it only. When you're done putting it in your head, list out how you can get it done and start getting it done one by one. List out how you can get it done and start getting it done one by one. I said something to one of the ladies one day. We were having a conversation and I said, look, the reason why I've not met Bill Gates or let's say Elon Musk before is because I've not actually thought of it. I've not sat down to imagine it. If I sit down to imagine it, I'm going to write ways that I can meet the person, how to go about it, which city, where, like I'll list down steps. And I'll start listing down what is the easiest step for me to take right now that doesn't involve money. So enough of the dreaming too much. You've been dreaming for the past 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of the person you want to become. Enough of that. Just write down, how do I want to achieve this thing? How do I go about it? What steps should I take? What step do I need to take right now? So that is just it.
Most times, we think that passion for social impact must come from a place of experiencing trauma firsthand, like in the case of my last guest, Onyechi Nwosu, but this isn't always the case. For Loveth, it was different. She looked around and saw a gap. Women around her were uninformed, repeating the same mistakes, lacking a safe space to ask questions or simply be heard. So, she built what she wished she had, a non-judgmental, accountability-driven community where women could grow financially, emotionally, and even socially. From what kicked off as a wine tasting event in November 2024, Smart Ladies Community has impacted over 200 women and is a proof of what happens when one woman chooses to show up and keeps showing up even when it's hard. It hasn't always been easy. There have been tears, some from exhaustion and others from pure gratitude. Loveth has seen women weeping at physical meetups, telling her how the community has changed their lives. Loveth hears their stories every day, sees the patterns, the lack of finances, confidence, and direction. She offers solutions but admits some aren't even ready. Still, she presses on. Why? Because the vision is bigger than her. Because she's not yet there. Because she knows that being powerful is about knowing people. And she uses that power to build other women up. It's not just about their growth, it's about hers too. Since starting the community, she has learned to believe in herself more, learned about the stock market, and learned that leading women is a thankless job, but a necessary one. Because this is what it means to own your story, to stop waiting for permission and instead create the space that once didn't exist for you. I hope Loveth's story stays as a reminder for every woman to chase financial freedom, to accept themselves, to stop overthinking, to stop dreaming, and start executing. Hey, real quick before we end, if you've been listening and thinking, maybe one day I'll tell my story, this is your sign. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to be honest. Honest is a space for real people, real voices, and real stories. So if you've lived through something that changed you, grew you, hurt you, or freed you, let's talk. If you know someone whose story you find inspiring, an African woman you would love us to invite, tell us in the comments below. Email us at oninitpodcast1@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at oninitpod_. We're waiting. The world needs your story, not a perfect one, a true one. Like this episode, share with your friends and family, comment, the moments that got you the most, or the lessons you've learned. Rate us a 5-star so that the episode gets recommended to more people. I'll see you in another episode.